Hey,
Okay, there we go. Great. That's nice and clean.
uh,
Great.
how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Um, Pretty wiped out. I went surfing yesterday, so I'm just like my body's
Oh yeah,
dead. It was my first surf day. But how about you do? How are you doing?
I'm good. Not too close to the water. I'm in Michigan right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and man, my local, it's a Falco sausage fest, man. There's so many Falcos.
I see. Okay.
There's like 5 or 6 Falcos there every week, and um, two of them are on the PR, and they're pretty much there every week. And I do want to work on the other matchups. It's not my favorite matchup, but like I am guaranteed to come up against this Ditto, and they're all really good at the Ditto too.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I gotta sort of get this out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty interesting, I feel like, but not my favorite. But I feel like I get the most value out of it if I mastered this.
Okay.
Um,
That makes sense.
yeah. I don't know if you're familiar at all with Michigan players, but the VODs are me versus negative. Negatives, I think he's like number 10 on the PR. He should be higher, but
Okay.
he's really good at this matchup. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I just feel like he's at the level where like if I make one mistake, he kills me off of it. Like he'll just do 90% off one opening.
Mm-hmm.
And his openings per kill are, so much better than mine. I was looking at it when I was picking out the VODs. I'm like, damn, this guy's like 3, 4, 5 openings per kill, and mine's like 10 or something.
Okay.
Every time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was hoping to get your take on it because I feel like I'm honestly not that far away from being able to beat these guys. I have like a few set wins on all of them, but like my history, it's like, I will only win like 20% or something. So I'd like
Uh-huh.
to numbers up,
Okay.
bump those numbers up.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm screen sharing right now. You seeing it?
Yeah,
Okay. And so is your what is your like tag? Is it TylerA or is that just your Discord name?
I'm between tags right now,
Okay,
fiction.
that's fine
I
then.
haven't decided. But yeah, Alpha Pancake, but you can just call me Tyler.
Okay. Like when I upload the lesson, what do you want me to put your tag as?
Uh, you can just do Tyler A.
Okay. Okay, that's what I figured. All right.
Thanks.
So you are okay. You're the blue one.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Okay, I like in general like the willingness of moving around on the platforms, not being like, oh, I need to fight it out on the ground for sure.
Yeah, I
Mm,
tried fighting it on the ground for a while and it just wasn't working out.
I see. Hmm. Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't kill him there and I think I'm dead from that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, outside of a couple missed combos, there's nothing that super stands out yet. Nothing really interesting has happened so far in a lot of ways. It's just kind of like sometimes because it's a ditto, the characters just sort of move around in a way that nothing really happens because they're like the same speed.
Yeah.
Okay, that is one thing. Okay, give me 1 second. I'll mention some stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, so there's a few things to mention. Obviously, the punish is one of them, and we can go over that in a little bit. Um, The main thing I want to go over is kind of like the ground versus platform dynamic, where, okay, so there's a few like general rules to the Falco Ditto. Um, Rule number one, above all else, is keep moving. That is like the single most important piece of Falco Dittos. Um, at no point should you stop moving and sort of give your opponent a position to set up on. Because Falco's obviously like ridiculously strong against positions where he can set up on. You know, he can set up his perfect laser spacing and laser timing and all this stuff like that. And so that'll kind of put him in a position and like dash dancing at just the range he wants where you're going to be at like a pretty significant disadvantage. Whereas if you keep moving and you just like continue, like just try not to stay in one position for too long, you know, just be changing your spots around the stage, and it just sort of like inherently makes it a lot harder for your opponent to trap you, and it kind of
Yeah.
it like negates a big piece of their aggression without you actually having to do something. It doesn't matter like what level you're at either. This occurs through the best Falcos in the world. It's just you want to keep moving. And I did
Yeah,
notice,
that's
yeah.
that's some good advice because I feel like when I'm getting totally washed, I'm kind of standing still a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm. And sort of okay, so there's the next thing, and it's kind of part of the first thing, is that you always want dash momentum. It's like way more important than you might realize on the surface, but being the Falco who has dash momentum is like a major advantage. Like if one Falco is jumping in place and one Falco is dash jumping, the Falco who's dashing will basically always have an advantage because they have more movement options. It's kind of like that same principle that you want to stay moving, whereas like if you're not dashing, your options of where to move to are significantly lessened. And it's like a lot of flaws with like Falco's positions are stuff like down air out of shield or just doing options out of shield in general. He doesn't have as big of a range as some characters out of shield like that, and so he kind of ends up, you know, like short hop down airing or nairing or back airing out of shield is kind of deciding to stay in place even if you have a little bit of movement, because you don't have like the ability to like lunge forward or backwards. Mostly forward in the Ditto, more so forward than backward. But does that make sense in general? Like that you want to be the one with the dash momentum?
Yeah, that
Okay,
makes sense.
so that's just like another thing to like keep track of for sure. Just and it's sort of you can kind of build your matchup around these principles in the sense of like, should I shield here? And it's like, well, if I shield here, I'm not going to be the one with dash momentum, so I probably a lot of situations shielding isn't that good in the Ditto because of that. There's a few spots where it works, but like in general, these rules sort of you can expand on them to figure out how to play the matchup as a whole.
Yeah, I feel like I don't press my advantage a lot of the time, so
Uh huh.
I'm not even recognizing like when I get advantage.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's kind of leading into the next step, which is like the laser control. And so when you have laser control, there are a couple sort of situations that can come out of that. You can either have laser control and then maintain it, or have laser control and capitalize on it. And your opponent is kind of like the opposite, where like if they get hit by the laser, they can either like try to completely disengage or they can try to like kind of hit you out of it. And
Yeah.
so there's some merit to doing like getting laser control and then keeping it by just kind of lasering them and moving around the range and stuff, but that is more advanced. Like I would say that like basically getting a laser and then doing anything, and like not just like laser instant aerial, like laser into, you know, dash dance aerial, or another laser is fine too because it kind of maintains it, but basically like you don't have to worry too hard about the neutral game you're gonna play once you have laser control for now, because it's kind of like another layer on the matchup of like both players, like one player has really good offense out of lasers and one has really good defense, and the neutral gets like a little bit more complicated out of that. But like 99% of the time, if you get laser control, you can just sort of do anything and you have an advantage, like in terms of like expected value, and so you just kind of win it. And when you're sort of putting the general puzzle pieces of the matchup together, it's better to sort of simplify away the more high level details and just be like, I did laser control and then I did a mix up. That's nice. The problem is a lot of Falcos get stuck there forever. But like, it's important to do in the first place in some sense of just be like, okay, because then like when your opponent gets a laser on you, a lot of times you're going to want to find a sort of stalemate position or some way where like, because they're going to do laser into mix up. Like they get their laser on you and they're going to do some kind of mix up. And then it's
Right.
kind of on you to be like, what move can I do that will be like, what action can I take that will be safe from any mix up they do? And a lot of times it's like, you know, wave dashing away or full hopping away. Full hopping and going to platforms is like kind of the fail safe. It's kind of like the ace in the hole that Falco has. It just, he can kind of just pull it out and it works. It's very difficult for Falco to chase the other Falco because, you know, they have the same height of full hop and double jump and stuff like that. So when you're getting lasered, your goal is always to kind of just get out of the way before your opponent mixes you. And then when you get your laser, your goal is to kind of mix on them before they can get out of your way. And
Okay.
so I liked the sort of platform stuff you were doing for a bunch here. Let me find a sort of moment where you're doing it. Yeah, like let's say like right here, this type of thing, where you kind of like play this game, where you're kind of playing super safe and you're kind of running away and getting little lasers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That type of stuff is really good when you're using it in the right spot. So the ideal position, the one you really want, you're going to be looking for is you're both on the ground and you have laser advantage. And so that's what you really want. And if they're gonna let you do that, and that's why a lot of times if you like return to neutral in the Falco Ditto, you want to just get the laser out like as fast as you can. Like don't think, just get the laser out. If they're like, you know, this distance, like they can't hit you immediately, and you're just like, just return to neutral, laser out, because getting this laser controlled neutral is basically the best state you can get, and it's kind of like what you should be moving towards. When you can't get this laser position because they win laser control, or you're in a bad position, like you want a laser but you're in close and maybe they're at like a lower percent where you feel like if you trade, like if you down air and they nair or something and it trades, you'll just die and nothing will happen to them, then you can kind of take this more like stalematey defensive position on the platforms. And then like what you're doing when you're moving around like this is you're looking for ways to sneak in. Okay, so as a Falco, you know what it's like when you play Fox mains and they're doing their whole little platform thing, right? Where
Yeah.
like they're basically like, you can laser down here and I'm going to run around the platforms, and what they're looking for, and they're always looking for this, they're looking for some sort of back air, like wave land off back air, shield drop back air, drop through back air. You know, they're always hunting for like these platform movement, get above you into back air type things, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you're gonna want to do with Falco is basically that same thing, but instead of looking for the back air like Fox is looking for off of the platforms, you're looking for a laser. So because you want that advantageous laser position, so you're gonna be just moving around looking for a spot where you can drop or jump off, or yeah, pretty much that's it. Like drop or short hop off or wave land off, whatever, with a laser that'll kind of get them with the laser when their laser's not already out. So you can just get them with the laser. Like for example, like let's say right here you do this laser, and then let's say you do this laser, and then just for the sake of argument, let's say you short hop off right here, dash short hop off, and then turn around laser right here. So you would like
Right.
dodge his laser, and then you're landing right here with your laser, and now you have laser control, and then it's just do any mix up. Like, oh, maybe I'm too far, so I'll do like one more approaching laser, and then I'll just play like kind of like a mix-up here. Like, Falco can't really dash away from your aerials. If he wants to beat your approaches, he has to kind of like up tilt in place, which is kind of bad, and you can bait that with like a quick little dash dance and stuff like that. His options are pretty bad, and he gets kind of stuffed. His only real option, which is like super super safe, is he can like try to full hop or get away to the platforms, and that is kind of like the loop that occurs, like the sort of stalemate loop that could occur if both Falcos were like kind of TAS or something like that, where like one guy hits a laser and then the other player is like, okay, I'm gonna get out of here, and so they jump, and then the person down here is kind of moving around, and this person comes down with a laser. Like, the amount of times where I've seen it where like one person, like, so let's say I'm here, the other person's here, I laser, I dash dance, they full hop up here. Then what I do is I kind of move to the side, or I'm going to go up here and kind of try to like pressure them up here, but they come down with a laser, and then I'll just like come up or be on the side plat, they come down with a laser, and then I try to come down with a laser. So it's kind of like this battle of like teleporting behind each other with your gun.
Yeah, you
just
just
like,
turn the Benny Hill music on.
yeah, like, I've got you, no, I've got you, no, I've got you, and it just kind of goes like that until someone gets an outplay or like reads the other person. But that's like kind of the general flow of like, there's not really a way to avoid that, and you're not doing anything wrong if that sort of loop is happening. It's just kind of how the match works, and it's kind of like, you know, like in a game with like a lot of normal characters, it'll just be kind of like, you know, Fox versus Marth or something, and they just kind of like dash dance, and then it's the person, and like theoretically, you know, neither of them really have like a reactable way to go in. It is kind of like a read, and so maybe if they were both tacit reacting, they would just like dash dance forever. And that's kind of the idea here, is like, if maybe you were both perfectly safe and also had perfect inputs and reacted to everything perfectly, both Falcos would just kind of move around the platforms trying to be the one with the laser control and never hitting each other. But that's not going to happen. Just like in a regular match with like Fox Marth, their dash dance eventually breaks or like resolves into like, they dash dance and one person jumps and does an aerial or does a grounded move, and then the other person does their thing, and it kind of, you know, resolves into one person winning. So that'll happen, and you just kind of have to be like, okay, like, this loop of looking for lasers is the neutral that just will happen until one person breaks it by either making a mistake or reading the other person.
Right.
So yeah, this platform movement is good as long as you're using it to look for your lasers so that you can have the advantageous position to do a mix-up on them. If that
Yeah, I think I started jumping around on the platforms because I used to play a lot more grounded, and I would win neutral, but then I wouldn't get that much out of it, and then like negative would win neutral and like kill me off of it, and I was like, I gotta let this guy not win
I
neutral as
see.
much. You know, I'll just start shielding, and then he'll do some really good mix up and be like super cognizant of my choices,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll go for him, and he'll like mix up his defensive option every time. And so I started, you know, doing the platform so that he had less opportunities, and now I think it's like closer just because I'm not giving him as many opportunities to fucking destroy me.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, and because here's the thing: if you are down to play this whole like platform, look for a snipe of a laser and then kind of move in thing, you will like auto defeat 90% of Falcos because they're not
yeah,
like, they're just kind of like, they're on the ground, I'm on the ground, get laser control and do the mix up. Like, they have that part figured out, and that's pretty much how every Falco plays. But if you're like, okay, we're on the ground, and they get a laser, and then they're like, no, I did my laser, time to do a mix up, and you're like, I'm safe, they do their mix up, nothing happens, and you just come over here and you full hop over here or whatever and drop and shoot a laser, their brain just kind of short circuits. The number of times like I punish like pretty good Falcos for me just being on the platform and they like dare underneath me because they're just so desperate for some kind of interaction, and then I just like drop dare on them or whatever is like huge.
yeah,
So yeah, you playing in the way, like playing like the real way with like this sort of neutral loop thing will get you, you'll kind of be able to beat people without being as good as them at a lot of parts of the game. And that's not your fault. Like, it's still important to get better at like the punish stuff, but playing according to the plan, like this type of plan, will help. So I can imagine
Okay.
why moving around on the platforms has helped a lot, just because he probably makes a bunch of mistakes and then you hit him.
Yeah, I do like what you said that I definitely like when I come down from that state, I want to be like intentionally coming down to like get a laser. I think right now I'm just like eventually getting on the ground for not a
Mm-hmm.
good reason.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then like let's take a position like this where like you get this laser.
And then I pussy out.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
God damn it.
you're just kind of like, okay, because if you hit this laser and then you back off and then you do this, like you lost your frame advantage. Like
Yeah,
this
I did.
got you the frame advantage, but then when you didn't do a mix up here, you didn't do anything. Like you didn't either go in, wait a second and go in, stand in front of them intimidatingly and grab, like anything, you know? Like because you're going back and you do this, this just turned into like this laser isn't capitalizing on this laser, you know? It wasn't even linked
Yeah.
together. He just got down, happened to roll, and you happened to laser. So you turned an advantage situation into like a neutral type of situation, and then it's like you get shined out of the roll shine, and it's like, ugh, like you won this because you got this. You had a big advantage here.
Yeah.
You could have just like, I don't know, laser nared or something like that, or laser's JC shine right here, like laser dash in JC shine, and then you probably just take the stock or something.
Yeah, I could have just got a that was a shine opportunity and didn't take it.
Mm-hmm. So then, like right here, this is why. So look, this is what negative is trying to do. So he's trying to get off the platform with a laser starter, but I think he tried to drift back and messed up and shot this way or whatever. But so you get, let's see, you get this nair. Okay, you're right here, but like why? Like this doesn't have a logic for going in because you don't have an advantage. Like what you're doing when you're running in here is you're basically just like rolling the die, which,
Right.
you know, if you're ahead like 4 stocks to 2 and you roll the die, maybe not too bad of an idea because, you know, it's kind of hard for your opponent to win that many if you just like kind of relying on like random chance and mix-ups. But like when you're even stocks and you're on the first stock and everything, you don't have any advantage. There's no reason to like press this imaginary advantage by dashing in when you don't even have like laser control. Because this is just hoping he doesn't do any of the stuff that'll hit you. It's just straight up please, like please work.
Yeah, I could have lasered too. Like I went in without an advantage and I like could have also had gotten an advantage, I guess.
Like yeah, like right here if you had just lasered before you went
Yeah,
in.
then
Yeah,
instead
exactly.
of giving myself advantage, I ran in without it.
Exactly. So what he does is instead of even hitting you, he just runs away, gets his laser, then you get stuck in shield, and now he
Yeah.
has the mix where he gets to do whatever, and then he gets because he has like a really strong expected value there. He has an advantage because he shot
And
your
now he's gonna
laser with
kill
a
me.
shield,
Oh,
and then
actually,
yeah, he messes up the kill. And so okay, so this is a little iffy from negative because I would have definitely done like laser dash attack or something here, or laser forward tilt, or laser grab, or like I would have just done some sort of true combo because they're at a high enough percent. I would have tried to just get you off stage, but like this is still the principle of like land a laser then do any mix up. Like he just did dash dance nair, and it's like it's fine because like you're at a disadvantage. You're not gonna call that out, you know.
right. He's good at trading when he's below me. I feel like I
Yeah,
should
yeah,
be
yeah.
above him at high percent or something.
Yeah, Falco back air will always trade with the down air if you've like kind of committed to the positioning of the down air. Like sometimes they'll try to like hit you with the down air or the back air, and you can kind of like, you know, like the back air is kind of like up diagonal, like behind Falco, and sometimes you can like drift your down air in past that part to hit Falco's head before his back air hits you. But like if you've already committed to like I am falling down with this down air angle and this drift, the other Falco will always be able to trade it with a back air. So you just have to be really careful at high percents because that will happen quite a bit.
Okay.
Okay, so that was good.
I feel like when I'm playing well, I'm getting the tech chases a lot, but I'm not very good at the combos.
Mm-hmm. So like going for something like this is okay. There's nothing necessarily like super wrong about this. like going for this wave dash in Shine, but it was kind of like a hard read when you could have just come up here and then come down with your laser and tried to win. That's kind of the idea, is like you can play these even positions, or you can just chill out for a second and get like a winning position with like a laser. Because otherwise you're just doing like move versus move, and you're in a ditto. So like your moves aren't better than their moves, and so a lot of times, you know, it just makes things really even. Like it makes things kind of just down to like it's RPS, you know, who happens to be right 3 times in a row. It's like, wow, I 3-0'd you and, you know, rock paper scissors. It's like, great, you know, it happens. Okay. What even happens here? Okay, it's kind of just, I don't even know what this was. It was like, okay, you did approaching laser, and then he shielded, and then he rolled. I guess you just missed your reaction of the roll. It makes sense.
Yeah.
It happens. Okay. So, okay, in terms of combo game, Falco is really weird to combo, and it's basically not at all like Fox. I know they like seem kind of similar, but they're really different. Against Fox, you kind of can still get pretty consistent kills up through like the middle percents until kind of this like 100 range. Against Falco, you have all these weird little like super early setup kills, like going for like you do down air shine, and then against Fox, maybe you do like, I don't know, single hit up air up tilt to like extend it or something like that. But then maybe against Falco, you just go for like down air shine, dash, short hop nair, and then hope they DI off stage into the down air at like 30 because it'll kill. And see, against Falco, there's like this sort of low percent, like 3 to 5 hits that kill Falco range, and you want to kind of hit those as much as possible. You're not going to hit them all the time, but like for instance, like if you have 1 stock per game where you hit your opponent at 0 and you go shine down air, shine, I don't know, edge cancel down air, run off, shine back air, or something like that, or shine down air, and they're just dead. Like from 0, just like a quick like 5-hit combo or something, and it's just over.
Yeah, sometimes negative will just like he'll be comboing and then all of a sudden he'll F smash and I'll be trying to DIY a shine or something and I'm dead at like 40 or something.
So you want to try to get like one of those a game at least. Like that is kind of like your win. Kind of think about like when you're playing a Fox, where like when does Fox win? Fox wins when he gets like those weird shines at like 0 out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Where you like try to up tilt on Yoshi's and you just get shine, you die.
It's one way to win.
And it's kind of like, but like if you think about like those will happen sometimes, and the Foxes who like the matches where you're most sure you are going to lose to Fox are usually the ones where you did get shined at 0. Like that is the highest probability of the Fox beating you. And in the Ditto, it's the same way, where like the highest probability of you winning a match is when you have at least 1 stock where you do like literally the shortest combo, like the super quick kill combo. Ginger is actually the best at these. He's so good at just like hit, down air. It's like, dude, or like hit, hits you off stage, run off, shine, you have to DI. He does that, like, you know, he'll combo you and then jump off stage, shine, and you DI in, and then he'll just jump back and kill you or whatever, like slowly. Like he'll do like shine, double jump back, down smash, you know, when you're in the stun or something like that. And there's all these like little ways that you can like get these early kills on Falco. And I think those are important. And then pretty much as soon as you're past that range, it's like, I don't know, just hit him off stage and hope he's too far to recover, because like Falco can't really edgeguard Falco consistently. Like both of you are just kind of getting back, and that's not weird. Like Falco's recovery is just too good against Falco in a lot of ways.
Think so? I thought I was maybe just bad at the edge guarding, but I do feel like I'm good at recovering too. So
yeah,
I guess
no, you just can't. It's just he's just really bad at edge guarding himself. It's just kind of how it is. So like, you want those early kills, or you just kind of do a big long combo and like, you know, shine up B or like shine back air or something at like 120, and then they DI wrong and die. Like that's how you're gonna get most of your kills if you don't get like one of those. early kills or like jab like laser reset forward smash and they miss their tech or something. Like those early kills are just really important to keep in mind, whereas like if you never get those early kills and your opponent gets one every game, you're gonna feel like it's like a 70-30 matchup even if you're even in skill outside of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that happens, especially in tournament. Like I'll be up on negative and he'll just like I'll do something dumb, he'll get a shine and he'll get a quick kill and now it's even. I was like, dude, I thought I was up a stock.
Exactly. Because if you had the same quick kill percentage as him, that would even out. But because that quick kill percentage of like some percent of the time I could just get a nice quick kill is something that you don't have and he does, it can swing the tables or it can swing things into his favor a lot easier where then it can't like it's not you don't have that thing on your side. But if you both had that, it's kind of like if you SD in Melee, like a lot of times people make a really big deal about SDs, but like as long as you don't SD that often, like your opponent will SD pretty like every now and then also. So you don't need like 100% non-SD rate. You just want like a pretty good one, and it kind of evens out as long as there's like an even playing field. And so that's
Uh-huh.
kind of the issue is like you just want to try to get every so often try to start getting those like early kills, and they're usually like very simple setups of like instead of being like I'm gonna extend my combo, be like what if I just down tilt here and then see if I can get a down air kill at like 50, kind of try
Yeah.
for like a little bit cheesier combos against Falco and see how it works, basically.
Okay.
Because the
Yeah, I
long,
definitely don't ever do it,
because the
so.
long combo, like you're talking about, like yeah, like the 080, and it's like man, the 080 versus Falco is kind of not even that good because you can't edge guard him. Like if you hit Falco at 80, he's just gonna go off stage and side beat a legend. You can't stop him.
Okay.
See, like this is kind of the only way to kill Falco past this is like bad DI on a back air at like 100, hands up at 124, and then he's far enough away that he can't just side beat a ledge instantly, and so you get this nice like bam, easy coverage.
Yeah.
So when Falco's far enough away, you just have the guaranteed. But if Falco's too close, you don't have anything. Like you're just
What do
not gonna
you
get it.
what do you like to do when the other Falco's invincible?
Um, I just like hold light shield on side platform and like full hop around and stuff like that.
Okay.
I mean, like if you just like, if it like you can do a thing where like if you just stand like right here, and they're coming straight down, like what are they gonna do to you? Like if they drop through with like a laser, you can just full hop here and you're fine. If they land on the top plat, you can just sit here. What are they gonna do? If they come here, you can just like run away. If they come down here, you can just jump. Like the invincibility in the Ditto is not a huge deal because you're just as fast. Like
Right.
the other Falco can't catch you because they're the exact same speed as you. So just look at like, I just want you to look at like kind of the difference in like mobility and how that causes such a big difference in terms of like results. So so look at this, like these like super mobile lasers gets in your face, moving around. But then like right here when you're doing your lasers, it's like kind of like a stationary laser, and you were kind of already in this position for a second. Like it's kind of like a slow interaction where you're kind of chilling, and then you kind of do this, and that's why this nair like gets to you, because well, I mean the laser went over the laser in like a weird way, but still, the idea was that like this nair only hits this exact position. So if you had kind of been moving around more, these types of things aren't really as much of a threat. And here it is again, is like you get stuck in place. So like right here, when you get up, it's you just have to move somewhere because they're always gonna set this up on your position. And if you're like what you can do is you can just shield for a split second and then move. Like shield, like if you're worried about something like instantly coming out like this. Falco's grabs like aren't that good, but like now look at this. You're stuck in place still. You're stuck in place. He's doing all these dashes, and you feel like you're just in this really awkward position, and you kind of get like, I don't know, like pressured.
Yeah, and then what happens is I start messing up my tech skill too. Like I did the standing laser there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the Falco Ditto, so I don't know. I almost hesitate to tell you this because a lot of Falcos will take something like this kind of too far. Like this is kind of a problem where a lot of the Falcos play like this, um, but they kind of just treat it as like some choice is better than no choice. Like, and it's true. It's better to be active in the Ditto, kind of no matter what. So like, if you are feeling pressured, it's better to like ignore your opponent and kind of just do your own thing than to do nothing and be like kind of trapped and trying to like analyze your opponent while they have you trapped.
Mhm.
If that makes sense. Like sometimes like your tech skill is getting worse because you're kind of getting scared and you're kind of thinking too hard about what he's doing. And you kind of
Okay.
just sometimes need to just be like, I'm in Uncle Punch practicing Falco right now. And like as that will usually like it's better to do something than just kind of sit there doing nothing, kind of watching him and kind of getting hit. And
Okay.
that is just like a thing in the Ditto. It's not necessarily true in every situation in the entire game, but in terms of the Ditto, being like pressing buttons actively and like according to your own pace, L canceling, lasering, dashing, wave dashing, moving around is like it kind of because it kind of ties into that concept of just always be moving. Like as long as you're changing the position and pressing buttons and doing things, your opponent can't like lock you down or like guarantee that their options will do well quite as easily.
Okay.
It was like notice this difference in mobility here. So negative is moving around, doing all this stuff. Then you get a laser, but your lasers are kind of in place, and then like it's like if you are moving around all this spot right
Yeah, I'm
here,
keeping my position really static, so it's easy
yeah,
for him to do stuff because he
exactly.
knows where I'm gonna be.
Exactly. So it's easy for him to know like kind of where to aerial. He can kind of aerial here. He doesn't have to worry about which side of him you're gonna be on with the lasers. You've It's pretty clear you're not really gonna go to the platforms here. So it's like very easy from his end to be like, okay, I'm gonna do some sort of mix up or like bait on this position. Like if I saw this, I'd be like, I'm gonna short hop off right here and see if they like whiff an up tilt. If they don't, maybe I'll go for the aerial here or something like that. So then, yeah, so this is pretty bad aerial on Negative's part. Like, you shouldn't be starting aerials this early here. This is just a total
Yeah,
read.
but
But
he just
but
knows.
it is a read. But he kind of can feel that you're like kind of you've chosen this spot to kind of set up camp. And because even though you move here, it's just barely. And then it's like even after this roll in by him, which isn't very good, it's like you're not really like dynamically moving. You kind of do like a slow wave dash, and then you like shine and play. You shine, so it's like slow wave dash, and then like a kind of slow shine, and then just like you miss your wave dash, I guess. So you like short hop in place. So it's like slow wave dash, and then shine short hop with no aerial. So it's no surprise that because he's just kind of like, I'm staying mobile, you look like you're in kind of this area of space, and I'll throw out a hitbox there, that it's like working out for him. That's just kind of how the Ditto is.
So when you're stuck, when your opponent gets you stuck, how do you try to get out of it and get moving?
When I'm like stuck in a position,
Yeah,
I mean, the full hop is really good. Uh,
full hop.
like the full hop, because they can't really chase it. The full hop is nice to reset. Like, so remember the number one way when you're trapped is using the platforms. On FD, you don't have platforms, so you just use full hop. But you can use full hop on the non-platforms, or sorry, on the platform stages also. Like you don't have to full hop waveland. You can just full hop, like just empty full hop. Like they're not going to be able to chase you all the way up here. And if they do, they're coming up with like up airs and stuff, and you're coming down with down air, so you have like a better position anyway. That's kind of another
Okay.
rule of the Falco Ditto is like you usually want to be the Falco coming down on the other Falco. So if the other Falco is like next to you and they're kind of in an advantage and giving you a hard time, then you can be like, huh, okay, so what if I just, went up and then I came down on this position? It would probably be, it's like, in general, that's like a stronger position than like staying grounded when you're in a bad spot. So I'll do like a lot of full hop out. I'll do like shield for a split second and then full hop out. Shield wave dash back, like going to ledge. Um, sometimes you're just trapped and you can tell there's nothing you can do, and that's the time when you just pick a movement and an action and you do it. Like, I don't know, dash in down air. Like, it's okay if you're really trapped to sometimes do that. And I want you to prioritize going for like these full hops and stuff. But when you're like, I tried to go for the full hop and I still got stuffed, or I tried to do shield and delay it for a second full hop and I still got stuffed, there are some spots where, like, you know, the best defense is a good offense type thing, where like you want to be the scary Falco. And sometimes it's kind of like, I don't know, the spots where he's attacking you. Do you feel like you could have just thrown out a move and hit him? Nah, because he's kind of just all over you. It's like you can be that Falco too. It's just like a role that the Falcos take based on like the spacing.
Okay.
Okay, let's see.
Ooh.
Okay, so like, yeah, like right here. So, this is a little bit murky where like, okay, so you get this laser and it's kind of like a laser trade. This nair you did to beat him doing another laser is actually really good if you were like here.
Yeah.
But you're just a little too far for it to work, so when you go for it, it's like it seems like a good idea, but you're just gonna get like lasered.
God damn it.
Because you're just a little too far.
I don't think I'm very good, like when they're in the corner and I'm trying to keep them there, like I don't really feel like I pick very good options.
Well, it didn't look like you were trying to keep him there. It looked like you were trying to rush into the corner and beat him up.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know what to do. I just kind of like get flustered when I'm like, I'm the one keeping him in the corner, and then he just gets out.
So
Like,
the
damn
number
it.
one rule is just keep moving. Because that's the thing is like, you got an advantageous position. You got him in the corner. Why? Well, because you're good. Like, you won something. Like, you got them in the corner. Clearly things are going your way. You know, there's nothing to be afraid of. But it's also not like a free win. It's not like I have them in the corner and I didn't win. Bad, 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 you know? It's kind of just like you're naturally in kind of a good position. So if you just keep playing the game, you have a higher chance of winning.
Right.
It's not like a big thing to worry about. You don't want to be like, dude, I shouldn't have let him out of the corner. Like, oh, it's just kind of like, I'm going to play neutral, but by the way, they're in the corner, and like they're kind of just naturally more vulnerable. Like, think about it. If you had gotten this nair, negative would have died. Whereas if in the same situation he naired you, you would have slid the ledge because he was in the corner.
Yeah.
So it's like the corner kind of inherently gives you an advantage. It doesn't win you the game, and you shouldn't really feel bad if you like lose an interaction while they were in the corner, because it's not a guarantee. Just kind of keep playing, and the game is more in your favor than against you. Kind of if, you know, you're at 0 and the other guy's at like 150. Like, does that guarantee you to win the match? No, although a lot of bad players think it does. Like, it doesn't guarantee you to win the match just because you have low percent and they have high percent. But like,
Right.
if you just keep playing the match normally, generally more situations go in your favor against somebody with super high percent. That's just kind of how it is, and it's the same way with cornering them.
Do you change up what moves you choose to do when they're in the corner versus when they're not in the corner?
Well, I'm not gonna like I'm not going to do things where I'm like threatening a cross up and stuff like that, because like there's nothing to cross up. They're in the corner. So like I do play a little bit like their back is against the wall, or like they're pushed into a corner. But like, I don't know, I don't know if you've ever seen like boxing or anything, but like one guy will get the other one in a corner, and then he'll like swing or something. The other guy just kind of like dives out of the way and kind of gets out of the corner. And it's
Yeah.
it's not like he was like, he's in the corner, so I'm gonna do my foolproof corner move. It's just kind of like, well, he's in the corner, so like I have a better shot of kind of beating him up. And sometimes they just like get out. It's not really like a different game when they're in the corner, especially not in the ditto. It's a little bit of a different game in like the Marth matchup, But in the ditto, it's like it's not that big of a deal. It's just like they're generally more vulnerable, and you're not really gonna do like as many like approaches. Like it's kind of like if you're in center and you know that they're not gonna move back at all. You can play a little bit differently. Like if you think your opponent is either gonna remain in place or move forward in the center of the stage, that would give you like just a little advantage in the sense that you're like, well, I don't have to worry about any of the options where they run away, like horizontally, if they've decided to either stay in place or move forward. So that you don't have to worry about them like retreating lasering or dash back airing or wave dashing back and stuff like that, or like rolling back. You don't have to worry about those things because like in the corner they can't do those things. It's the same as somebody committing to staying in place or moving forward. So it's just if the options are stay in place, move forward, or move back, in the corner one of those doesn't work. So you just inherently have, better odds of guessing what they're gonna do because they have less
Right.
options.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all there is to it. Like it's pretty straightforward in that sense.
So you wouldn't say you get any more aggressive when they're in the corner. It's just like kind of the same, but you just have a higher chance of winning the same
Yeah, like if
interact.
I hit a laser forward tilt at this percent in center stage, nothing happened. But if they're right on the corner and I hit a laser forward tilt, I get an edge guard, which, isn't all that great in this matchup, but I have like some percent chance to kill Falco, it's something.
Yeah.
So it's just like a general advantage. But no, I don't get more aggressive and I'm not like, oh, I need to press my corner advantage. That's just it's just not a huge deal that you need to like super worry about.
Okay.
And I definitely don't want you to be like they're in the corner, so I approach the corner. That should definitely not be the thing you're thinking of,
I
because
think it is
they're like
inherently.
if they can't move back, like they're here and they can't move back, it's like attacking them kind of just assumes that like attacking them, they're just gonna be in place and like they might have been ready. Like you might aerial in and they like power shield shine you or something, and you're like, oh, they were ready. So it's like you more want to make it that like if you dash dance here, you're creating threats for free that they can no longer really respond to with a backwards movement. So their responses to your threats become more limited, which gives them a higher percentage chance of doing something dumb, which will give you an opening. But yeah, definitely don't be like, I'm in the corner. This is corner advantage. Now that I have them in the corner, I need to hit them with my corner attack aerials, and if I don't, I'm failing, And it's like, that is just not a thing at all.
Yeah. Well, I feel like so when you're in the middle and like you get laser advantage, you want to do like laser advantage then an aggressive mix up
Yeah,
mostly.
yeah.
But then if you do that, I go and then I take that plan, I do it in the corner, and then I just end up in the corner.
Well,
And I don't know.
yeah, okay, so,
So do I just stand there until they do something dumb? So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
essentially playing
So,
100% defensive?
I see what you're saying. And so the so it's kind of like, let's say your opponent was underneath this like inner edge of the side plat, and you hit like
Uh-huh.
laser, and then you do approaching laser, and you're like that's, or like let's say you do laser approaching down air because that's like an aggressive mix up.
Right.
Your opponent, what if they do like this full hop wave land off down air, and that'll
Right.
just straight up punish it? And so you're like, well, I thought it was like laser into aggro mix up, and it's like it is, but there are like certain caveats based on the positions where that like it might fight for priority of what's most important. So it's kind of like
Right.
being in the corner is like a disadvantage, and so maybe like because if I try to approach you in center stage and you roll, nothing has really gone wrong for me. But the idea that you like don't want to be in the corner and you don't want them to reversal you by like rolling out of the corner is kind of why laser into approaching into the corner isn't like quite as strong, if that makes sense,
Right.
because you don't want to get reversal. And but remember, you have the free threats. More what you kind of want to do is be like, laser and do a little dash dance like you're gonna do something. If they shield, maybe just grab or dash dance and see if they roll. Like you know they want to roll, you know. And so like for instance, Magi will kind of do a thing where she kind of lasers and she dash dances right here and she makes it look aggro, and you're kind of scared because you're in a negative position. But if you roll, she's always 100% ready for the roll. Like she has never let me roll out of the corner without punishing it. So what she's doing is
Right.
she's kind of just like aggressively posturing, like positioning in a way that like, oh man, I might go in. The corner's a pretty scary place to be, huh? And then just kind of waiting for me to go out of the corner to hit me. And if like I
Right.
choose to stay in the corner, I like quote one because it's like, oh, she was waiting for me to get out of the corner. I didn't take that. I stayed in the corner. And it's like, okay, next situation. Oh, wait a minute. That's the same situation. Like, wait a
Yeah,
minute. You're
it's
still in the corner. Magi is still dash dancing threateningly. You know, like that nothing has
yeah.
changed because you like read her by like remaining in the corner. And it's like she might approach someday. You don't know. She might try to hit you someday. But if you think, here she comes, she's gonna hit me, and you roll, and it was one of the 100 times that she was baiting you, she just gets the free punish on the roll.
Right. I
Oh,
feel like with Falcon or Sheik, like I feel really comfortable because I know even if I do like an aggressive option into the corner, like the fuck is Falcon gonna do? He can like roll and then, but he can't like instantly punish me, or I don't have too much of a tough time getting out. But like with like Falcon or maybe Marth, like if I do like a bad aggressive option, like
you're
let's
saying
say
Falco or
I do
Marth?
like
Is that what you said?
yeah, sorry,
Okay.
Falco or Marth.
Okay. Okay.
Like let's say I do like approaching aerial and they roll. Now
Mm-hmm.
like they can laser me before I can do anything, so it's like really bad. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
Like you don't want to give up the positioning and end up in the corner.
So should I just like F tilt and oh, you know what happens if I dash dance? Negative will just start lasering in place. Uh, and then now he has laser advantage, and it's like I get
Oh yeah.
I get them in the corner, and then I end up losing, even though I'm the one who should like have the advantage, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's just like I don't know the micro situations in this spot.
Well, like for instance, like so in order to do those lasers, he has to like huge big time major call you out.
Right.
Like he has to be like, you are not attacking into the corner in any capacity. Because like even if you lasered into the corner, which is pretty normal from your end, right? Like laser dash dance laser type stuff. If you happened to laser in the corner and he went for the laser, he could still get caught in the air in the corner and get laser nared, laser dash attack, laser forward smashed, whatever. So like
Right.
if you're getting negative cornered and he does laser in place in the corner and it like and it beats you, he just read you. And like he's not gonna get a guarantee. Like let's say I'm playing negative and I'm playing him and I get him in the corner and I dash dance and I'm like looking for the roll and I'm like, go ahead, roll. And then he just does the laser to me. I will be like, oh, nice, he got laser control. He like hard read me, and I'll just like do the thing where I move out of the way. Like if he lasered me here, maybe I go up to the platform, I full hop waveland here, and I'm looking for like a drop off laser, and I see what he does. So I can still kind of
Oh.
maintain like central ish positioning, even though he read me. And that's kind of like the disadvantage of the corner is like if you did happen to attack like a psycho killer, he would die. And he had to super hard call out that you weren't, but that doesn't like win him the position. He's still in the corner. It just prevents you from like doing that one thing. Like, does that make sense? Like, he could do an option that would beat any option you can do. Like, every option you do has counterplay to it, but
Right.
like you win more often of you win a higher percentage of the time there than he does, like at a game level, like independent of
Yeah.
like person to person.
And
Like
my risk reward is better,
yeah, your
right?
risk
Like if
reward
I
is
win, I get
better.
more out of it.
Exactly. So he guesses super right and gets this laser. If you just go to the platform, it doesn't really solve any of his problems. And when he did that laser, he was vulnerable to you just like, I don't know, dash attack, down smashing or something like that, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I think I would like if I so I would try to like aerial his laser in place, but then he'd roll. Now I'm in the corner, and then I go, oh, I can't
Mm-hmm.
aerial and I can't approaching aerial him because he's gonna roll. So then I never approaching aerial, and now he can just laser in the corner because I'm never doing it. But
Uh-huh.
I guess I'm not discouraging the laser in place. Like I could just
No,
be
no, no, no,
discouraging it
no.
with a less risky thing, maybe, like you were saying with the
What I'm
platform.
what I'm saying, this is the reason why people kind of wall in the corner. Like play just kind of keep the person in the corner because
Yeah.
it's not about discouraging the laser. The laser has inherent risk. Like if he does the laser there
Okay.
4 times safely, then the 5th time maybe you can just catch him out of it, you know? It's that type of thing. But the laser doesn't have a big reward. Like that the number one option you want to cover in the corner is them getting out of the corner. Because if they guess right and they go, they're reading me leaving the corner, I won't leave the corner, then you're still winning.
Yeah.
But if you read that they're going to stay in the corner and they leave, then they a lot of times will reversal you. So it's just a mix-up that's massively in your favor to read that they're going to leave the corner and try to punish that.
Okay.
Is this making sense? I just want to make sure this is like 100% we're on the same page.
Yeah. I think this is just like one of the situations I need to work on. I haven't like really got down yet. It's like confusing for me
Mm-hmm. No, that
because
makes
I'll just be
sense.
like, I'm the one who should have the advantage, and then I lose, and I'm like, why?
Right.
I don't get it. And
Mm-hmm.
I've had a lesson with Ginger before, and he said like kind of the goal is um force your opponent into the corner, and then do like an aggressive mix up. And then every time
Mm-hmm.
I try to do the aggressive mix up, I get like reversaled or die. And I'm like
Mm-hmm.
not thinking it's very good. And then the other players at my local, they kind of just keep the pressure up and they like never approach into the corner and they
Mm-hmm.
just kind of wait for you to do something.
I'm a lot more of that school of thought because I like to I like to make people sweat. Like if you're in a disadvantageous position against me, I'm not in a rush to make you instantly lose for that. Like it's like you know it's like if somebody's in like it's like like a Lion King situation where they're barely hanging on to the edge of a cliff, you know, in melee. I I don't want to just be like, aha, like you're at a disadvantage, die, you know? Because then what if they like see me coming and they somehow, I don't know, flip up on the cliff and reversal me? I just want to kind of
Right.
sit there and be like, aha, I'm not letting you up from this negative spot. Like sweat it out, you know? Like, and
Y-
that has like a mental impact on people to just kind of hold them in the corner menacingly.
Yeah, also if I just like aggress as soon as they're in the corner, then my timing's really predictable, I guess. But if I wait a little bit and then maybe in 3 or 4 seconds then I go in, then it's gonna be harder to
Mm-hmm.
react to.
I mean, like, what do you
All right.
do when you play? Okay, I'm. We're gonna figure this out. Like, what do you do when you play normally? Are you thinking of like, oh, I'll wait 3 seconds and then I go in?
No, as soon as I get laser advantage, I feel like I just try to do something.
Mm-hmm. I guess I'm saying like the sort of feeling you have about like normal neutral, where you're kind of baiting people and looking for spacings and all that kind of stuff. Like that normal play transfers to the corner really cleanly. And I feel like at some point you kind of developed like a misconception that like the corner is like an edge guard kind of, and it's really not. It's just still it's like the normal game, but you're in an advantage. So like the game will work out in your favor no matter what if you like hold that advantage. So I would say just like try to hold your opponent in the corner. If they seem real comfy in the corner, that's okay. Just be extra real comfy in center.
Right.
Like it's okay. Like you are in an advantageous position. Like I don't know. I'm almost getting the vibe that you're like people are seeing something here that I don't. Like there's a magic thing about the corner that's just like too complicated for me. And it's just not true. Like you're
Yeah, I
not
guess.
there's no secret corner strats that like everybody gets but you. You
Okay.
might just be thinking that the corner is like a bigger deal than it is. Like when I
Okay.
have my opponent in the corner, my goal is not to beat them out of the corner case. My goal is don't get reversaled. That is my entire goal when I have my opponent in the corner, is like, I don't want them to get out of the corner and put me in the corner. That's it. If it works out in my favor, that's great. That's me personally. I'm pretty good. That's as far as I'm looking. I'm not doing anything crazy in the corner that you don't understand.
All right.
I just want to make that
I
clear.
guess.
That, like, don't get down on yourself that you don't get this thing. It's really not. It's not. There's nothing to understand that you're missing.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think maybe there's some, just got to keep it simple there.
Yeah.
And there's nothing too
When
complicated.
you're in a good spot, be okay with holding a good spot.
Yeah, because I definitely do it in like Falcon or Sheik. Like I'm definitely doing this really well, and then in this matchup, I'm like playing super scared for some reason.
Yeah, like when Falcon's in the corner, I'm
like, hell yeah.
I'm not thinking, or like Marth, I'm not like, oh, I have to crush them. I'm like, eventually they have to get out of the corner. If not, I'll just kind of sit here and center lasering them.
Yeah.
And it's like the same thing goes for Falco. It's no different. You just don't want to get reversaled. Hold on to your strong position. You have the high ground, essentially, type thing. Like, and you're like, but what if I'm on the high ground and they just kind of stay on the low ground? It's like, then you stay on the high ground. Like, it's fine. Like, you don't have to go down there to get them, because then they climb up.
Right. All right.
Okay, yeah. Any final questions or thoughts you have?
Yeah, so sort of meta. I kind of struggle with like picking the like reasonable things to work on in between. I kind of just go like, oh, there's a million things I can work on, and then I don't do any of them because there's too many.
Right.
So like, could you just maybe give me like the I don't know, couple, I don't know when next time I'll have a lesson is, but just like a few things that you think I could work on that are like reasonable that I could do within the next few weeks.
All right. When you get a laser, do something. This doesn't mean immediately attack. Do something aggressive. You'll lose sometimes, you'll win sometimes. Don't worry about it. It's kind of just like a situation, like let's say if you just shoot a laser and you have no advanced neutral game and you hit them with the laser that gives you the advantage, and you do literally anything. Let's say you have like a 65-35 thing. You'll lose sometimes. Don't worry about those. Just like when you get the laser, hit the mix-up, and you should generally have a higher success rate than a failure rate. That if you can do that, that'd be good. Then like, don't run away on the platforms unless you've already lost the laser battle.
Okay.
And when you move around on the platform, your goal needs to be, I am leaving these platforms with a potential laser advantage. Try to sneak the laser in as you exit the platform. So that's like the flow chart.
Okay.
Are you in neutral? Try to get the laser advantage. Did you get the laser advantage? Do anything. Like kind of aggro. Like, did you not get the laser advantage? Leave. Once you left, look for a way in to get a laser advantage. To either be in neutral or advantageous, and when they're in the corner, hold them in the corner. If you just follow that plan and kind of grind that, you'll feel like a pretty big difference. Oh, and then also, try to go for shorter combos against Falco as an experiment. Just be like, what if, they're at 30, and you're like, could I kill him in the next 2 hits? And just try to think of a wacky idea that'll kill in the next 2 hits and try it. And you'll find a bunch of combos that you didn't really think of before. Because those don't really exist on Fox, because he's too good at recovering when he's like kind of below the stage. Whereas Falco, you like down air him at 30, and he's like, I can't get back,
Yeah.
But,
all right,
that's the
I
general
think I can.
plan.
Yeah, I think I can do that. Those are I think definitely lacking there. All right, thanks.
And did you send the money to the Venmo already, or?
Oh no, I didn't.
Okay,
Oh yeah, I needed to.
Just scroll up, and I sent you the Venmo there a few days ago.
Oh okay.
All right, awesome.
All right.
This lesson should be up later tonight. I'll send you the link for it.
Okay. How often do you offer them? When can I get another one? When can I get another lesson?
You can get another one probably like the week after Genesis. I'm kind of booked. I'm kind of booked until right after Genesis, and I have the Genesis into Pound, so it's probably like Tuesday, Wednesday, part of Thursday of that week that I'm free, and then I'm free like after Pound again for like kind of regular lessons. But Genesis, Pound kind of in a row is like takes up a lot of those days. But like pretty soon, like if you want, like I can like pencil you in for like a like the Tuesday after Genesis or something like that.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
we can just talk about it later, but like yeah, we can
Okay.
set one up in the next couple weeks, like easy peasy.
All right, sounds good. I'll send you the money and then we can
All right,
set that up.
awesome, man. Have a good
All
one.
right, thanks.
Peace.
You too.